The Dark Knight returns, but he is really taking his time. We have been waiting what feels like forever for the sequel to The Batman, but now production is finally getting underway. In this video, you will learn all about the troubles behind the scenes, which actors are returning for the sequel, and who will not be getting a second chance. Plus, we will talk about the first details on the new villain, someone we have never seen on the big screen before. Of course, one of the key questions is, which characters will be featured this time around, and who will be playing them? The casting of Batman remains unchanged. The character is still in the early stages of his career, so there is still plenty of room for development in the second installment. Andy Serkis will also return as Alfred Pennyworth. As a mentor and kind of father figure, Alfred is a hugely important person in Bruce Wayne's life. We are eager to see how their dynamic will be further explored in Part 2. Jeffrey Wright will likewise reprise his role as James Gordon. In the first movie, the actor gave a convincing performance as a moral anchor in corrupt Gotham. A particular highlight of Part 1 was Colin Farrell as the Penguin. At DC, they were completely convinced of the character's potential and immediately gave him his own spin-off. The HBO series The Penguin was a huge success and became one of the most popular shows of 2024. Critics also paid tribute to the Penguin. The production was nominated in as many as 24 categories at the Emmy Awards. The good news, the character will also appear in The Batman 2, albeit in a much smaller role than before. Colin Farrell has already read the new script and said it moved him emotionally. Not exactly what you expect from a Batman movie. We are excited to see what that's all about. It is also interesting to note who won't be part of the cast. For example, Zoë Kravitz as Catwoman. She recently stated that people shouldn't ask her about it. She will not be in the film and is unaware of any details. Also missing, Sophia Falcone, known from The Penguin and played by Kristen Milioti. Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder recently reported that Robin will supposedly be in the film. However, James Gunn has already denied this rumor. The biggest question is, who is the villain in The Batman 2? According to Matt Reeves and his co-writer Matt Tomlin, it was clear from the start that Bruce Wayne would remain at the center of the sequel. Based on this, the two picked the new antagonist. The villain is supposed to delve deeply into Bruce's life and past. Reeves has so far kept the exact identity a secret. He only revealed that it has never really been done in a movie before. This leaves plenty of room for speculation. In our view, a particularly fitting candidate would be Hugo Strange. The Professor was one of the first villains to uncover Batman's true identity. The character first appeared in the comics in 1940 and has undergone various transformations since. In modern stories, Strange is often portrayed as a renowned psychologist who becomes obsessed with taking Batman's place. Another question arises regarding the villain. What about the Joker? Remember, he already made a brief appearance at the end of Part 1, played by Barry Keoghan. There's also a scene between the Joker and Batman that didn't make it into the film, though it was later released as a deleted scene. For many, this is a clear indication that the Joker could have a role in the sequel. So far, however, Keoghan's casting has not been confirmed. And judging by the director's words, it also seems doubtful that the Joker will be the main villain. But anything is possible. Very few Batman movies have focused on a single antagonist. The Batman hit theaters in March 2022. Expectations were high, but so was the skepticism. Robert Pattinson is the new Bruce Wayne, of all people? Despite his many eccentric roles, for many he was still the sparkly vampire from Twilight. But the result won over most doubters. Director Matt Reeves succeeded in delivering a dark reinterpretation and one of the most ambitious superhero films of recent years. It quickly became clear that a sequel would follow, but it has been somewhat ill-starred. The Batman 2 was originally slated for release on October 3, 2025. At least, that was the official plan as of January 2023. But time passed, and news became scarce. Then came the Hollywood writer's strike, and with it, a temporary halt to The Batman 2. The release date was promptly pushed back by a full year to October 2, 2026. However, good things apparently take time. Matt Reeves is not only directing, but also writing the screenplay for Part 2, and that simply was not getting finished. And without a script, there was no production. He was backed by DC boss James Gunn, who expressed his full confidence in Reeves and his vision. Finally, in June 2025, the good news arrived. The script was completed. Now the next step in production can finally take place. Distributor Warner has announced that filming is scheduled to begin in spring 2026. Until then, lead actor Robert Pattinson will be busy filming Dune Part 3. The currently planned release date for The Batman 2 is now October 1st, 2027. So, whether we like it or not, we will have to wait a bit longer. But at least we can expect exciting updates soon as filming gets underway. we are eagerly looking forward to what awaits us in the sequel. The first film, a nearly 3-hour uncompromising neo-noir crime story, focused more on atmosphere than spectacle. The dark Gotham City almost felt like a character in its own right. The story surrounding the serial killer Riddler at times resembled a psychological thriller more than a traditional superhero movie. We firmly believe that Reeves will stick unwaveringly to his vision, and we think that's a good thing. After all, this approach is something special in today's blockbuster landscape. It was a smart decision by DC to place the project in the so-called Elseworlds. This way, they don't have to align it with the rest of the movies in the new DCU. Of course, this can also go awry. After all, director Todd Phillips also did his own thing with his Elseworlds project Joker 2, and for many fans, he got too carried away. We hope the sequel can visually build on the strengths of the Batman. The film's look and imagery were real highlights for us. We also hope that Michael Giacchino returns to provide the score, which was a fundamental part of the first film's gritty atmosphere. The Batman 2 isn't the only DC project centered on the Dark Knight. On September 11, 2026, the movie Clayface will hit theaters, focusing on the Batman villain of the same name. Bruce Wayne won't appear in this story. Instead, according to filmmakers, we can expect a body horror film inspired by classics like The Fly. The story revolves around an unsuccessful actor who transforms into a monster capable of shifting his shape at any time. Unlike the Batman 2, Clayface belongs to the main DCU lineup. Speaking of which, things get even more confusing with a second, separate version of Batman for the DCU, the film The Brave and the Bold. In this one, Robin is expected to play a major role. Originally, director Andy Muschietti, known for Stephen King's It and The Flash, was attached to the project. Since then, however, things have gone quiet around the project. The main question here is, which actors will take on the roles of Batman and Robin in the DCU? At one point, Reacher star Alan Ritchson expressed interest, but he has since stated that his future doesn't lie with Batman. Beyond that, no concrete statements have been made about the cast. The Brave and the Bold is still in very early stages of production. Do you have any ideas about who would make the ideal Batman and Robin? Let us know in the comments. As for the Batman 2, we hope production is finally moving forward and that the 2027 theatrical release date can actually be met. Which villain would you most like to see? And who should play them? We look forward to your suggestions. Until next time, your KinoCheck team.